Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to Controversy as I Am. That's the name of a lot of these shows lately. And today's controversy on this episode is the 12 houses of the Zodiac and what the real reason is that we have them. Now, if you watched my last program, which was my first official speech as Gray, channeling the Gray, letting them speak through me to humanity. And in that last episode, I mentioned the 12 most ancient species of our known universe. They are represented by the 12 houses of the zodiac. Now, all of this stuff about stars and alignments and all that is on another level, let's say. Not the level I'm dealing with now. I'm dealing with the physical plane here, the plane of reality where our physical bodies reside. And that aspect of astrology comes from another dimension. Because you see, we are connected in so many ways. But let's not go off topic here. The 12 houses of the zodiac represent the 12 species that were the first to make contact way, way back in the most ancient times at the beginning of our Big Bang experience of reality. And I covered that in, well, I'll have to cover that in a forward episode linked to a prior episode. It's all interconnected. But when these 12 species first came in contact with each other, they formed a federation, a loosely affiliated government organization, mostly based on trade, which is bartered, this for that, which alleviates the whole profit thing. So anyway, they have a form of government. They rarely actually sit in council. They always work with each other through day-to-day interactions. But they rarely meet because the distances are so vast. Actually, the last time that they met was in the 90s. It took the Gray representative and my daughter and her father were one of them 3 years to get to the meeting that lasted about a month. And then they had to come back another 3 years. So it took, well, okay, it took 7 years and all. So a month, it was like a year. So it took 7 years for one council meeting to occur. Just in the gray section. Now, we, of course, are the gray sector. Now, each zodiac symbol represents one of the 12 species, of which the gray are one. And they divided up the known universe from the ancient meeting place. Okay, so the ancient meeting place where these 12 tribes, or these 12 species, first came into contact with each other and found a way to make peace in space. So the only Star Wars stuff there is was long ago. Unnecessary. Done away with. Reduced to planetary solar system problems. But they came up with this system of government that would allow them to always know who's territory was whose. So they divided up the known universe into 12 sections. And each planet, solar system, galaxy, belongs to one of these sections, or is in between. So, we are in the gray sector. Now, because there's, it's like the distance and the place where this original thing occurred is so far removed from us. Each section kind of, it's like you center your own universe from your place of origin. So you become the center. And the zodiac is built around you. But it's like you don't know actually where, because the galaxy moves. It all moves. So it's like Taurus might have been over there, and now it's over here. It's movable. That's why we have the zodiac. So that we can keep a heads up of where the 12 species reside within our sky. So we don't use the zodiac as a divination thing. It is literally the universe, the 12 species way of ensuring that we always know where we are in relative to each other. And we are in the sector of gray. I haven't learned yet which species is represented by which zodiac. That is something we will learn when they get here, when their representatives are here, so that they can teach you, us, the truth. So, when you talk about Taurus being in alignment with the moon or whatever, what you're really saying is that the Taurus people, the bull people, are over there. And they are bullish. And they represent bullish people here. It's all complicated. But the baseline is we align ourselves within the zodiac to figure out where the 12 species is in relation to us at the particular moment. And therefore, we know where our originators come from in the sky. Now, like I said, I haven't delved into this because, believe me, my head is packed full of enough information the way it is. Just on the basis of ascension. It's in the evolution of species, the evolution of life. Plus there's ancient too much. And I have not had time to learn the intricacy of the zodiac. But I do know that each zodiac represents a species that is more ancient than we can imagine, who long ago set up a peaceful federation of species. And since then, they have governed wisely, justly, every planet that had the means to follow the laws that they set out. So these laws are reflected also in the zodiac, in the characteristics of the zodiac itself. So if you look at the zodiac, you can see the characteristics of the species that it is representing. And that gives us a clue of who those beings are and how they relate to our planet, and where we belong in the greater scheme of things. Now we belong to the gray sector, and the gray sector, each sector has the same governing apparatus. I call it the temple complex, and it is represented by our ancient archaeology. It is a guild system where all labor is divided into the guilds. The guilds train and operate their chosen fields autonomously. Each has a representative in the government, and the government officials work together to distribute all of the resources and to ensure justice and the operation of the government. And we are going to reinstitute this form of government when we get to Zion, which is a nation that is going to be set up now that America is fallen. It will be set up by the priesthood of Zion, and it will be working in tangent with the Council of Gray, who works in tangent with the Council of the Zodiac, which is the 12 species that originally formed this government. And as such, we will be using the Zodiac as it was truly intended to be used, as a compass to find the homes of every species on the planet, which is related to the 12 species, because they see in there's when a planet comes into being, a solar system comes into being, it is allowed to mature and create its own unique species. When that species that is destined for sentience reaches a level of civilization where they can be communicated with, they are approached. They are taught the Zodiac and the temple complex form of government. And at that time, if it is agreed with the natives that there is enough space for native species and for seeded species, if it is agreed, then the 12 species will seed the planet or the planets in that solar system with their children. And many of the species on this planet have children here. Because once the Gray negotiated settlement with the Neanderthal, the 12 species were allowed to bring their children here. Those that were capable of breathing oxygen, that is. Because every planet has its own atmosphere, and one of the 12 species is going to have a chemical base similar. And so that is how the universe works. Now that we have a council chair on the Gray Council, we have representatives in the Zodiac. We are not alone, but we must follow the laws of the Zodiac, the 12 species. These laws are the basis of our morality, so they shouldn't be all that hard for us to follow, if we choose to follow them. So, may the Gray watch over us, guide us, protect us, and keep us from all harm. May they teach us right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it, and make that your guild choice when we get to Camp Zion. Stay happy and high. If you use drugs, you have every right and reason to. You are going to be a priest if you so choose. Believe me enough, I wrote 2 books about it. I am the Zion of the Most High God of Israel, the foretold prophet of the 54th chapter of the book of Isaiah, holder of the chair of earth on the council of Gray. And I never say goodbye. So I'm a later now.